Hi, my name's Tyler. This is Kinetic Fire 1998. I just taught how not to spin poi. There's a class on flats, drops, and slides. Started out talking about flats and drops. Flats and drops, really kind of the same thing. The only thing that's different is the orientation of your hand. If you're doing a flat, your palm up. If you're doing a drop, your palm down. I didn't show this, but there's all these like tog op or split op hands patterns that you can do to drill these, flats or drops. I talked about hybridizing that with spinning. Some like really simple patterns you can do are just to maybe like drops with pendulums. I get that all the time. I got or to mix both of them together, so you can do a drop versus a flat. And then there's these other positions that you can do drops from. So there's like a twisted position over the other arm that you can drop from. Simple pattern with that, twisted drop versus a flat. And then there's a couple different behind the back flats. So this one is not a swap. I'm releasing and catching with the same hand. There is also one that is a swap. And also for the swap, there's like this exaggerated version where you go up over your shoulder. And you can mix that with like flats or other tosses, whatever you want to do. Showed some really technical drop patterns. So from reverse 1.5 with the pendulum starting native, you can do this. And then we can do kind of the same thing with a regular 1.5 rather than a reverse 1.5. There's this pattern. And then you can also do that in reverse. To build to those, you just want to practice doing a regular 1.5 on wall plane, dropping. As soon as you catch it, you're going to go right back into end spin, come up and do it again. So if you get really comfortable doing this, and then you drill it in the other direction, that steps now. You should be able to do both those patterns. Showed off like some behind the back kind of technical patterns too. So there's this one. It's really difficult. And then we talked about slides. So slide, basic concept, swinging pendulum, pull to the head. And there's several different variants of this. So there's this one where you're kind of rotating the wrist over the poi and pushing. This is the one that I usually do. But there's also this kind of overhand version where I don't rotate the wrist. And we can also do this overhand and catch and penguin. When we just play with these on wall plane, you can think about all the different timing and direction combinations. So you got split op, you got tog op, you have together same, you have split same, and all of those can be made to look differently just by changing the configuration that you're holding the poi. So those same patterns look dramatically different if I just start out holding one head in one hand. One of the patterns that we kind of took a deeper look at was this one, so starting head and handle and pulling in together same. And we can kind of like turn with that and go side to side. So starting on a wall, it's heads together, handles together. Heads together, handles together. And at any point, I can turn and just keep it that way. So now it's always handles together. And then we talked about what I call rest slides, which is sliding to having the handle rest on your shoulder. And when you get here, you can kind of take this negative space frame that it creates, move it over your head, and push off the other side. So simple patterns using that. It's this kind of split-aught, hand split-aught pattern. Two variations of that. There's variation where the slide onto the shoulder is happening on non-native side, and then there's variation where the slide to the shoulder is happening on native side. And then we looked at mixing that with spinning and create some interesting visuals. So if you start swinging, tog up, pull over non-native shoulder, and kind of hit this position. So the last shape that we looked at, hands were moving in split op, now they're moving in split same. And then if I push out on the other side, I get back into tog off. Base pattern. And we can come back in the other direction. And we can start adding steps to that too. So when you get to here, rather than just pushing that one off, we can push that one off and pull the next one onto the shoulder. And you get this kind of motion. So same beginning and end. Comes right back out into tog off. 1, 2, back out and tog off. And then this position, where you're pulling and pushing at the same time, just like how we turned and kept this going, we can turn and keep this going. And that can be done forward as well.
Oh, that's nice.
And the last thing I showed was starting to build like no bead weaves with that. It's something that I've been really into lately. So you can pull onto the shoulder versus a no bead, push while you do a behind the head no bead. And then we can start building no bead patterns. That was it.
Yeah. Woo!